Rich meditation. Knowing that you are abundant of money. Close your eyes, unless you're reading this with them open. But even still, soften your gaze, soften your breath, and soften your grip on everything you've ever believed money requires of you. The hustle, the stress, the chase, let it dissolve here. You don't need it anymore. In this space, you are welcomed into a new frequency, one where money doesn't come from force, but from presence, from alignment, from the still magnetic part of you that already knows it's rich. There is a version of you, breathing right underneath the surface, who is so certain of their abundance that they no longer reach for it. That version is not waiting on a deposit to feel secure, or a raise to feel deserving, or a client to feel validated. That version is calm. That version is grounded. That version is so aligned with wealth that money can't help but find them. That version is already here. And with each breath, you remember. Breathe gently into your heart space now. Inhale as if there is gold in the air. Let it warm your chest, soften the muscles in your shoulders, and curl inward like a smile in your belly. Now exhale out of the stories. The story that says you have to work harder to be worthy. The story that says you're behind. The tension that tells you receiving is complicated and fragile. Let that go. It's not yours anymore. It never truly was. Chapter 1. I don't chase money. I align, and it shows up. Energetically, abundance is not something you hunt for. It's a state you return to. And the fastest path to return is stillness. You don't need to figure anything out right now. You don't need to fix, or effort, or push. You just need to feel your own frequency, the one that has always whispered, I am enough, even in the noise. That's the frequency that wealth recognizes. That's the energy the universe responds to. Money doesn't show up when you run after it with fear painted in your aura. It shows up when you become quiet enough to hold it. When your nervous system rests in the truth that you're not chasing anything outside of you. You're remembering something already programmed within. Alignment isn't a trick, it's a return. A return to the way creation always meant it to be, easy, sacred, softened. Notice now how you sit, how your body feels. As you drop deeper into this present moment, imagine a light around you. A light that's not just calming, but magnetic. A light that hums with the resonance of your worth. Let yourself feel the frequency of money drawing near, not because you summoned it in desperation, but because you vibrated in peace. Money notices your peace. It's lured in by your ease. It takes shelter in your certainty. The more you relax, the louder your energy speaks. Left double quotation mark. And it's true you do. Perhaps not yet on paper, but vibrationally, everything is yours. It always has been. You don't chase something that lives within you. You don't chase what you are. Today, and from here forward, you allow money to meet you. You don't sprint toward the goal. You become it. You don't fight for wealth. You remember you're the embodiment of it. Clearer you get inside, the less struggle you need outside. You'll begin to see it. People reaching out, opportunities arriving unforced, ideas blossoming in perfect timing. Because when you align, the universe responds. It can't help but listen to the frequency of truth. And your truth is wealth. Let every cell in your body receive that now. I am aligned with money. I am already abundant. I am not behind. I am not late. I am not unworthy. I rest in the knowing that everything I need is on its way, because I stopped chasing. I started listening. I started aligning. And now, it simply shows up. Because when I stopped running, money found me. Let that knowing settle into your bones. You don't need to chase. You get to align. And from alignment, from that rooted, gentle surety, everything comes. It's already in motion. It's already yours. All you have to do now is stay open. Stay soft. Stay rich in your stillness. You're not reaching anymore. You're remembering. Rest here. It all begins from this place. Chapter 2. I act broke to the world, but the universe knows I'm rich. There's a quiet wealth in not needing to be seen. A kind of sacred inner abundance that doesn't need performance, permission, or applause. In this stillness, you begin to remember, your true prosperity isn't loud. It hums softly beneath the surface, steady as your breath, constant as your heartbeat. The world may not see your richness yet, but the universe does. And that's more than enough. Allow yourself to exhale. Loosen your shoulders. Let the masks fall. You do not need to keep reaching, proving, performing. You are not your bank account. You are not the car you drive, or the zeros in your savings. You are something more timeless, more magnetic, the pulse of pure creation, the frequency of infinite return. Right now, in this quiet space between breaths, you are being cradled by the knowing that richness is who you are, not something you must announce. You walk through the world with quiet power. You smile humbly when others measure you by what they see, even when they can't see much. You watch them assume you're normal, trying, or even struggling, but you know better. You know that in your energetic world, investments are blossoming before the transaction even takes place. You spend time in stillness, not because you're escaping life, but because you're preparing for overflow. You wait and watch and trust, because while the world views wealth as show, you live it as truth. There's reverence in the invisible. There's grace in walking through life unbothered by what others think you lack. That's the kind of confidence money craves. Not arrogance, but calm certainty. And that's what you anchor into now. The kind of certainty that doesn't need to flaunt, because its vibration already speaks volumes. The kind of certainty that may act broke to an outsider, but radiates abundance at a level the universe cannot ignore. Feel that. Feel what it means to no longer grip your worth with clenched fists, trying to prove it through things. Let the truth rise in your body. You are already so full of enough, full of vision, full of energy that calls miracles toward you in silence. You don't need excessive displays. You don't need to convince anyone. You belong to the vibration of already chosen, already held, already abundant. The people around you may measure success by motion and flash and noise, but your richness is subtler, deeper. You know how to look quiet while oceans rise for you. You know how to trained to feel safe in the in-between, because you know what's already yours cannot be missed. This is the kind of power that money respects and responds to. Not desperate calling, but magnetic faith. Not clinging, but clarity. In the stillness of your soul, you carry the blueprint of wealth. And because you don't chase, because you don't need to flaunt or rush or grasp, money finds you naturally, in whispers, in waves, in divine timing that feels impossible to explain, but undeniable when it arrives. And it does arrive. Not because you shouted, but because you trusted. Not because you performed, but because you aligned. Your energy says, wealth is here, and so the universe echoes back, of course it is. You become the kind of person who walks gently, but carries oceans. The kind of person whose silence radiates certainty. There is no need to broadcast. You commune with the unseen, and the unseen delivers. So if today you appear broke to the world, laugh softly. Smile in secret. You know your truth. You know the quantum field is rearranging. You know wealth is already at your doorstep with keys in hand, not because you dressed it up, but because you believed when no one else could see. Your invisibility is not absence, it is incubation. Wrap yourself in this knowing tonight, and every time the world tries to measure you by appearances, you are in bloom, beloved. Quietly, surely, richly, and the universe already knows. Chapter 3. I'm not lucky, I'm energetically expensive. Close your eyes and let your breath guide you inward. Inhale slowly and exhale even slower. Feel into the stillness. There's nothing to fix here. There's nothing to chase. There's only the soft, radiant truth waiting to be remembered. You are not lucky. You are energetically expensive. That is not a boast. It is a vibration, one that has taken lifetimes to build. Can you feel that? As you settle into this space, notice how your body responds to the idea that you are rare, that your energy is not random, not passive, not cheap. It is divine. Every time the world seems to tilt in your favor, it's not luck, it's alignment. You've tuned your frequency so precisely, so richly, that wealth has no choice but to find you. Expensive energy doesn't beg for blessings, it becomes the blessing. It doesn't force outcomes, it naturally receives them. Feel the truth of that in your breath, in your heartbeat, in the still point behind your eyes. You're not here to wish for wealth. You're here to remember that it is drawn to you because of who you are. There is a grace in your essence that cannot be replicated. When you enter a room, energy shifts. When you speak, the air listens. When you ask, the universe rushes to respond, because your soul speaks a currency older than time.
Breathe that in.
You were never random. Your desires are not mistakes. The amount of overflow you attract in ideas, in synchronicities, in sudden deposits, in effortless opportunities is not coincidence. It is calibration. Somewhere along your spiritual journey, you decided to raise your standards, not just externally, but energetically. That shift could not go unnoticed. You became refined energy, not available for poverty thoughts, scarcity expectations, or self-doubt that dulls your glow.
You became vibrationally luxurious.
Say this softly in your mind. I am not lucky, I am energetically expensive. Feel how it lands, not as ego, but as an honoring. Not as superiority, but as sacred self-awareness. You've done the inner work. You've sat in the silence when it was easier to distract. You've released patterns that didn't serve you, walked away from energies that diluted you. You've learned to rest, to receive, to trust. That is not luck. That is energetic diligence. Now breathe again. Picture the part of you that the universe responds to. It's not your job title, not your bank balance. It's the gleaming core of you, pure and magnetic. Wealth is not an outer reward, it's a mirror. And life has been quietly reflecting back your risen worth. Pay attention to every compliment, every unexpected gift, every effortless yes. These are acknowledgements of your rich frequency. You aren't asking for permission to be wealthy, you're radiating the frequency of someone who already knows they are. Hold that in your energy. Let it settle into your cells like sunlight. You don't need validation. You don't need proof. You already are the proof, but aligned energy attracts. That inner peace magnetizes miracles. That tapped-in belief bends reality. Your abundance is not luck, it's legacy. And when doubt tries to creep in, you'll simply return to this truth, again and again. You are naturally abundant. You are vibrationally wealthy. You are energetically rich in ways the mind can't always measure, but the universe never forgets. Inhale a little deeper. Exhale a little slower. Let the old story melt, the one that said you had to hustle, prove, or play small. Let it fall away. You are not lucky. You are aligned. You are rare. You are someone whose energy costs more not in money, but in the level of self-awareness, boundaries, patience, and expansion you now embody. You invested in yourself energetically, and life is simply repaying the balance. So the next time wealth appears, in the form of money, opportunities, love, peace, or ease, don't be surprised. Don't second guess. Smile the way someone smiles when they've been expecting a package, and it shows up right on time. You're energetically expensive, and this is what that feels like. Rest in that knowing now. Let it become your silence. Let it become your strategy. Let it become your wealth. Chapter 4. Money loves my vibe. It literally can't stay away. Breathe in slowly and let it all go. With every exhale, allow your mind to soften. You are arriving now, not just in your body, but in the essence of your energy, your vibrational signature, the invisible rhythm that quietly calls everything you experience into form. And right here, right now, you're remembering something powerful. You don't have to demand money. You don't have to chase it. You simply have to let your energy sing the right song, the kind of melody that only alignment can compose. Because money doesn't move by logic, it moves by feel, and it feels you deeply. Let your breath drop lower into your belly, releasing control from your mind. You've worked hard, you've tried all the right steps, but now, you're uncovering the ease that lives beneath effort. You are beginning to trust in how magnetism works. You are beginning to feel the truth behind your being, the delicious sensation that when you feel aligned, grounded, soft, and receptive, money starts arriving like it was always meant to. This is not about pretending. It's not about faking joy or straining to be positive. It's about relaxing into your own natural richness. That moment you smile just because the sun touched your skin. That breathless gratitude that rises when you look at the life you've already created. The deep calm that washes over you when you realize you are enough. You are more than enough. And from that steady place, the universe sends you mirrors of abundance, of joy, of prosperity that flows with less effort and more grace, all because your vibration said, I'm ready. Money notices you when you're in your joy. It moves towards you when you're unbothered, when you're standing in your center, when you're laughing for no reason, lighting candles in your home, complimenting strangers, forgiving yourself. That's when money starts walking toward you. It's not about seduction, it's about resonance. You don't need to manipulate frequency, you just need to rest in your truth. And your truth is light. Imagine now, your aura glowing warm with ease, radiant, expansive, becoming a soft signal that ripples out into the universe. In this space, money leans in, not because you command it, but because your presence feels like home. You may not see it yet, but energy is already shifting. Your field is harmonizing. Your magnetic pull is growing stronger. You are becoming the version of you who no longer feels surprise when the money arrives. She just nods softly and smiles. Of course, it came. It loves me. You are no longer trying to earn your worth through action. You are now resting in your worth by being. And when you fully rest in it, soul, body, breath, money stops hesitating. It finds you, pushes toward you, wraps itself around your life. Little clues everywhere. An unexpected payment, a kind bonus, a random refund, a new client, a yes where you expected a no. Larger numbers in your account without panic or pressure, just arrival, natural, unfolding, because it loves your vibe. You are the kind of person money wants to be around. Safe, trusting, abundant without evidence, rooted in enough now, because when you decide your energy is rich, your life follows suit. And that decision, that self-knowing, comes gently, with a breath, with a stillness, with a whisper that says, you don't have to try so hard, love, you just have to feel good. And in feeling good, you are not weak, you are powerful, you are creating, you are rewriting your identity. You are showing the universe how to treat you, not through force, but through frequency. The calm certainty of a person who expects goodness because they embody it. Money is not confused by this frequency. Money recognizes this frequency. Money craves this frequency. That's why it keeps showing up when you least expect it but need it most. That's why it keeps orbiting your life in ways that elevate and surprise you. That's why it can't stay away. There is something exquisite about this moment. You, still and glowing in the truth that you already resonate with wealth. That there's nothing more to strive for, just more softness to allow. Let this softness become your power. Let your peace speak louder than your fear ever did. Let your energy say it all, before a single word leaves your mouth. Exhale again, because nothing is separate from you anymore. Not the success, not the overflow, not the freedom. It has all become your vibration now. You don't have to reach for it. You just have to be the space where it feels welcome. Money doesn't resist you, not when your aura is this serene, not when your joy is this real, not when your frequency says home. Because truly, money loves your vibe. It sees you, it surrounds you, and it's already on its way. Chapter 5. I'm in my rich era, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Close your eyes and let your breath soften. Inhale slowly. Now exhale everything that has ever made you feel small. You're no longer pretending to be rich. You are rich deep within your spirit, your mind, and your heart. This chapter of your life isn't about building wealth from the outside in. You've entered your rich era by flowing it from the inside out. Mentally, you are grounded in clarity. The thoughts you think move like silk, smooth, assured, abundant. You're no longer spiraling in fear or questioning your worth. Instead, your inner dialogue is wealthy, wise, and wildly unbothered. You no longer ask, can I afford this? You ask, does this match the frequency of who I am becoming? Your decisions are no longer dictated by lack. They emerge from alignment. Your mind doesn't chase scenarios of scarcity anymore. It rests in the sureness that money, opportunities, and divine timing are already en route. You've trained your mind to expect miracles, and now they've become your new normal. Emotionally, you've softened into trust. Your nervous system isn't buzzing with panic or proving anymore. It leans back, it receives. You recognize that true wealth is a feeling, and now you feel it often. Not because circumstances demanded it, but because you chose it, again and again and again. You've gotten comfortable feeling safe in the unknown, because you finally understand that the unknown isn't a threat, It's just the unfolding of everything that belongs to you. Your heart is open now, not guarded. The world doesn't have to convince you your dreams are valid. You already decided they were. The richest version of you isn't the one who has it all sorted, it's the one who knows it's already done. Spiritually, you are magnetic. You walk like someone who listens deeply, who moves in rhythm with divine timing, not society's timelines. You're no longer praying from panic or manifesting to fix, you're communing from remembrance. There is something sacred in you that knew, even as a child, you came here to experience overflow. And now, that inner knowing is rising again, louder than the noise around you. You're not trying to prove your worthiness to a universe that already loves you. You're simply letting yourself remember how deeply supported you've always been. This is your rich era, the one where you dress in your truth, speak in presence, and walk in peace. You're not waiting for a bank account to give you permission to feel this way. You are the permission. You are the evidence. You're not becoming someone else. You're returning to who you've always been, under the layers of doubt, hustle, and delay. You're not pretending to be rich for Instagram. You're embodying it quietly in your daily rituals, like sipping your tea with intention, blessing every dollar with gratitude, and scheduling rest like it's a non-negotiable. Abundance is a frequency, and you've made the decision to live there fully, unapologetically, beautifully. You don't flinch at gaps anymore. You know what you planted is blooming, even when it's still beneath the soil. Your heart trusts the unseen. Your spirit radiates. Aluti done. And your body chills into this truth, as if prosperity is your birthright. Because it is. And now you know that, in every cell. So take another breath. Feel the wealth that's already flowing toward you, through every inspired idea, every synchronistic encounter, every moment you chose peace when you could have chosen fear. You are not just manifesting, you're embodying, living richness as your natural rhythm, wearing ease like a second skin, knowing that you are a magnet for prosperity simply because you've remembered who you are. There is nowhere else to get to, nowhere to strive toward. You're already in it, your rich era, and it feels so good to be home. Chapter 6. I spend like I'll make it back times 10, because I do. Breathe in trust. Breathe out resistance. Let yourself melt, softer with each moment, into the vibration of return. Here, there is no fear of money leaving, because you know it comes back multiplied. Here, you don't grip tightly to every dollar or decision. You let it flow, not recklessly, but reverently, because you've remembered something ancient and true. Wealth is not a subtraction, it is a cycle. What you spend, you circulate. What you give, you ground. What you release, you invite to return. Bigger, fuller, stronger. Feel that shift. Let it reach the corners of your nervous system. The part of you that used to pause before purchasing. The part that double-checked, triple-checked, wondered if abundance would dry up once it left your hand. But not anymore. That version of you was built on a misunderstanding. You are not spending money. You are planting it. And when you plant from belief, the return is exponential. You don't need to hope it comes back. You expect it. You know it. You feel the echo of wealth that follows because it always does. Release the myth that safety is in saving alone. Safety lives in certainty, and certainty lives in your energy, not your balance sheet. There is a version of you walking parallel in this moment. One who invests with ease, tips with joy, pays bills like mantras, knowing money is not being lost. It is being transmuted into connection, freedom, flow. Can you feel the meeting now? The you reading this, and the you already free. Let your breath anchor that feeling. Inhale and feel the fullness. Exhale and feel the letting go. Let every breath confirm you are not separate from the source of wealth. Money returns to its origin. And when you enact faith in motion like spending with confidence, giving with joy, investing with trust, you become a magnet of replenishment. You know the law. You live the law. What you honor comes back. What you bless multiplies. What you celebrate gives you more reasons to do so. You're not careless. You're courageous. You're not reckless. You're aligned. The more you believe in overflow, the more you become it. In this moment, picture yourself paying for something. Maybe it's a bill. Maybe it's a small luxury. Maybe it's a dreamy leap. And as you watch the money leave, feel the energy behind it. Love, Power, yes. Feel it radiate outward like a signal. Confident in abundance. You know what comes next. You feel the return already forming. There is no punishment for spending in faith. Only lessons when aligned decisions are made from fear. But this isn't fear. This is embodied knowing. You don't need every logical piece to move perfectly. What you need is the trust to live like it's already working. Because it is. When you spend from a place of wealth consciousness, you're speaking a language the universe rushes to answer. You're saying, I am taken care of. You're saying, I already have more than enough. Enough to share, enough to support joy, enough to be generous. And in response, abundance flows in like wind into open windows. Easy, rhythmic, unrestricted. You didn't force it, you permitted it. So tonight, or whenever your breath slows into stillness, whisper to yourself, left double quotation mark, and every seed I plant grows tenfold. Let it shape the way you wink at receipts. Gift joyfully, and say yes to life's invitations. You were never meant to hold on to money with clenched fists. You were meant to experience it, extend it, and expand with it. When fear tries to re-enter, because sometimes it will, greet it with calm assurance. Smile, not because you're unaffected, but because you're unshaken. You know too much now. You've felt it. You've lived the rich rhythm beneath the surface, the one that says, you always have more coming, more opportunities, more resources, more miracles tied to trust. In this chapter of your energy, this rich era of remembering, you are not limited, you are limitless. You release from overflow, you give from wholeness, and you spend like you'll make it back times 10, because you always do. Breathe into that. It is done. Chapter 7. People wonder how I do it. I just believe differently. Breathe in and let it go. One more time. Inhale peace. Exhale anything that tells you it has to be hard. Now, soften. Soften behind your eyes. Soften your shoulders. Soften your grip on what the world told you money had to look like. You are entering a quieter space now. A space where you don't need convincing. You just need remembering. People ask how you always seem to land on your feet. How doors open for you when you barely knock. How opportunities glide your way like they've been waiting for you. They think you're lucky. They think you must be trying harder than them. But you're not. You just believe differently. In this stillness, you'll feel it once more. The belief that made you magnetic to things others fight for. You never needed it to make logical sense, because you weren't walking by sight. You've been walking by energy. You've started believing in ease, and now ease believes in you. You believed that nothing real would pass you by, and now all that's meant for you rushes in. Sink deeper into this knowing. There's a version of you, the one already living your wealthiest life, who didn't force the dream into being. That version allowed belief to become the architecture of reality. That version of you didn't hustle for visibility, they radiated inevitability. And in this quiet moment, right now, you remember how to return to that place. Your belief is holy. It is tender. It is built in realms where doubt can't reach. You've chosen to believe that the universe conspires for your expansion, and because of that, it does. You've chosen to believe that receiving is natural, overflow is standard, and miracles are structural. Your belief is not blind. Your belief is anchored in unseen laws that govern all things. Most people only trust what they can measure. You've learned your inner state measures more. People wonder why money seems to listen to you, but you know it listens to conviction, not desperation, and you no longer beg for blessings, you embody them. You don't push, you align. You don't prove, you trust. This is the difference. Not effort, not hours, not sacrifice, belief. Total, undeniable, gentle, certain. Let your shoulders relax as you remember. You don't have to work 10 times harder to get half as far. That is a story you've released. Wealth was never the result of burnout. It was always the echo of belief. And when you changed your core frequency, everything began responding. Jobs shifted. Clients appeared. Discounts showed up randomly. Debts cleared faster than they arrived. Not because you gamed the system, but because you left the system. You stepped into a higher one, where alignment commands more than struggle ever could. So breathe, ground, receive. Tap into the field within you that already knows it is worthy. You don't need to chase another manifestation method. You've already discovered the one that matters, trust. The kind that doesn't need outside permission to root itself. the kind that doesn't crack under uncertainty, the kind that sits still and expects the miracle. Say quietly to yourself, I know. Just those 2 words. I know. I know it's working. I know I'm supported. I know I'm rich, and my life is catching up to that truth. I know my belief alters timelines. I know people don't understand how I do it, and I don't need them to. I know I'm not here to hustle like them. I'm here to remember what they forgot. Wealth is an inner remembering, not an outer race. As this chapter draws to a natural stillness, you don't need to figure anything out. You just need to stay where you are, right here, in the vibration of I already am. Let the world marvel. Let their confusion swirl. It's not your job to explain what your energy has already answered. You walk in power because you walk in knowing. And that is the truest wealth of all. You don't get different results because you're better or more deserving. You get them because you dared to believe what most people won't. You believed ease was safe, receiving was natural, overflow was normal. You turned your entire nervous system into a sanctuary where money feels welcomed, not chased. And now, it comes. You don't manifest harder, you just believe softer. And somehow, that softness moves mountains. Chapter 8. My energy says, wealth, and the world listens. Close your eyes. Let your breath soften. Inhale gently. Exhale completely. Again. Breathe in the quiet. Breathe out the static of the day. Let each breath carry the invisible currency of the universe, one that moves not through dollars, but through frequency. You don't need to say a word. You don't need to prove a point. Your energy speaks fluently, and what it says is wealth. There is something undeniably powerful about a person who knows they are rich before the money even arrives. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. There is a stillness in them, a certainty. You felt it before in others, and maybe even in yourself. That quiet confidence that says, I don't need to ask for abundance. I am abundance. The rest of the world is simply adjusting to catch up to my truth. When you walk through life anchored in wealth consciousness, the outer world mirrors your inner state. People treat you differently, not because of what you wear or what you spend, but because your energy leads. It moves ahead of you. It enters the room before your body does. It lives in your posture, your tone, your gaze, your breath. It doesn't need to shout. It simply exists. And the world listens. You don't have to be fully certain all the time. You don't need to have every number lined up in your bank account right now. That's the beautiful part. Abundance isn't measured in digits. It's measured in presence. You create wealth from your awareness first, from grounded, clear, open space. You remind yourself with each breath, I am enough. I already have enough. It's already mine. And every time you do, the field around you shifts. Probability bends. Things quietly fall into place. Not because you pushed, but because you aligned. Release the grasp, just for a moment. Feel how rich you already are. The body you're in, the breath you're taking now, the warmth of these words wrapping around your soul like velvet. This is wealth. Can you sense it? The richness is here. It's been here, waiting for you to slow down and notice. Now, feeling to your solar plexus, just above your navel, that radiant home of personal power. With your awareness resting there, feel yourself silently affirm, I am enough. I am magnetic. I move as wealth. And each time you say it, not with force, but with an inner smile, your energy tunes ever so slightly higher. It doesn't need to shout, it hums. One you don't need to find, because it's already playing inside you. When your vibration settles into wealth, you stop performing for it. You shift from proving to presencing. You realize you don't get rich from a checklist of steps, you embody richness, and the how it shows up becomes the universe's responsibility. It's not about convincing people of your worth. It's recognizing that your frequency does the talking for you. It speaks in silence, and that silence is louder than anything else. There will be moments, there always are, where outside circumstances attempt to distract you from your wealth. An unexpected bill, a temporary dip, a moment of doubt. But in those very moments, you'll remember, this isn't who I am. This is a shadow passing through the field, not the field itself. You soften, you breathe, you bring your presence back into now. And suddenly, you're wealthy again. Because your wealth never left. You don't hustle toward energy, you become it. You become the one who glows with calm, who walks with purpose, who speaks with trust in unseen things. And what happens next isn't magic, it's momentum. Suddenly, clients come, opportunities magnetize, ideas unfold. It all seems so effortless, but you know the truth. It's not effortlessness, it's energetic congruence. You've become the vibration of someone who receives, so rest in that. Each breath you take now deepens your remembering. You are not becoming rich, you are returning to the truth that you are already sourced, supported, and selected. Your very essence has always been steeped in richness.
It's just that the noise of the world tried to make you forget.
But now, in this stillness, you remember. Let your body soften even more. Let your thoughts stretch out into peace. You don't need to do anything but continue breathing, continue knowing. Your energy says wealth, and the world can't help but respond, not because of what you're trying to get, but because of everything you already are. So stay here a little longer, in the frequency of fullness, in the home of enoughness. Let the world curve gently toward your truth. Let the money notice. Let the possibilities multiply. Let everything flow to your field, because your field is truthfully, calmly, undeniably rich. And the world? It listens. Chapter 9. The more chill I am, the richer I get. Let your breath fall softly now, like silk over calm waters. Inhale with ease, exhale with even more ease. There's nothing to chase in this moment, nothing to do, nothing to fix. Just you, in your natural energy, relaxed, present, open, and infinitely magnetic. This is the frequency where wealth lives. Not in the rush, not in the worry, but in the still, sacred space where you remember the truth. The more chill you are, the richer you get. Take a deep, slow breath in. Hold it at the top, not from tension, but from trust. Exhale gently, releasing the myth that anxiety brings abundance. It doesn't. Money doesn't respond to panic. It doesn't bend to fear. It flows to calm certainty. It gravitates to peace. Deep down, you know this. You've tasted that aligned stillness before. Maybe while staring at the horizon, feeling timeless, or in a laugh that lingered long past the punchline, or in a quiet moment when, without trying, everything good just found you. That is abundance. That ease. That neutrality. That nervous system open enough to receive. There is no force in this practice, only frequency. And your frequency is richest when you are soft, when you are still, when you are grounded in the knowing that the universe favors peace, not pressure. You are not paid by how hard you push, but by how deeply you trust. This chapter is your permission to exhale the performance, to unplug from the pace that says, faster is better, to rest in the unwavering truth that everything you've asked for is already in motion, and your job now is to let it find you. Receiving is not passive, it's powerful. It's you saying, with your energy, I don't need to stress, because I know I'm already supported. As you settle deeper into this space, feel time slowing. Feel the need to control dissolving. Nothing real can pass you by. Nothing meant for you demands haste. You don't have to be hyperproductive to be wealthy. You don't need a full calendar to be an overflow. You don't attract more by pushing harder. You attract more by becoming so internally full that the outside can't help but match you. Let your body absorb that. Let your cells believe it. You are allowed to take naps and still prosper. You are allowed to wake up softly and still succeed. You are allowed to rest, to breathe, to be, and still receive abundantly. Because money is not a reward for burnout. It's a reflection of alignment. And nothing aligns faster than a nervous system that feels safe, a heart that feels heard, a mind that feels soothed. Let this silence be your power now. Feel your energy smoothing out. Your breath has slowed. Your mind is quieting. In this space, you are not waiting. You are not welcoming. You are the open palms. You are the soft breeze. You are the still pond the universe loves to ripple with blessings. Repeat softly within yourself, the more I surrender, the more money flows. The more I rest in my worth, the faster the world rearranges. I release effort. I receive ease. My calm is currency, and I spend it freely. Notice the way those words land. They don't hype you up. They bring you home. You don't need more stimulation. You need more serenity. Because when you are truly relaxed, You are open to all the beautiful, wild, abundant things that have been circling you, waiting for an invitation. Let the day ahead, or the evening settling in, be an extension of this calm. Move slowly. Speak softly. Trust deeply. You're not lazy, you're in alignment. You're not disengaged. You're tuned in. You're not falling behind. You're syncing with a rhythm of wealth that doesn't run, it flows. You were never meant to out-hustle the universe. You were meant to harmonize with it. And in this harmony, money arrives naturally. Surprises unfold, payments land, opportunities open, not because you pushed, but because you softened, because you stopped gripping, because you leaned back into your power and let life meet you there. You are chill, you are trusting, you are wealthy. Let those words hold you now, like the universe has been holding you all along. Rest, beautiful soul. Richness is already yours.
Chapter 10. I'm already the rich version of me. Reality's just catching you.
Close your eyes just for a moment and soften your breath. Listen to how easily the present moment greets you, like a doorway you never have to open, because it's already open. And as you step in, gently and quietly, come home to this truth. The richest version of you is not out there, not someday, not if. It's here. It's now. It's already you. You are not becoming her. You're remembering her. You're not waiting for wealth to find you. It already belongs to you. Reality is simply catching up with your frequency. Sometimes, it feels like you have to make things happen, like effort is the only valid form of momentum. But in this space, in this breath, feel how much unfolds when you stop trying. When you shift from doing to being, you don't have to convince life that you're ready for wealth. You only need to drop into the version of yourself that already holds it. She's not fictional. She's not far. She's just been quietly waiting for you to meet her in this stillness. Imagine yourself on a mountaintop of clarity. Time resting below you like clouds. Past versions of you may have doubted, hesitated, compared. But this version, she's certain. She's grounded. She moves gently because her wealth is inevitable. She doesn't hustle out of fear. She chooses with calm power. She doesn't fear outcomes. She knows outcomes are inevitable matches to her identity. You can feel her in your chest now, can't you? That light warmth rising where tension used to live. That is her. That is the richness, returning. You've already stepped into this wealth vibration many times. In moments you didn't even realize. When you trusted without evidence. When you tipped generously even though the numbers scared you. When you chose the cake, the trip, the silence, the fun, because it made you feel full, not fearful. Your rich identity has always whispered through those moments. All we're doing now is turning up the volume. Breathe here, deeper now. Let the air remind you how easy receiving can be, how life returns to you when you're soft enough to let it. The rich version of you doesn't hold money with clenched fists. She dances with it. She plays with it. She lets it move in and out, knowing it chooses to come back. Why? Because her nervous system tells the story of someone who is already held, already worthy, already wealthy. Can you feel her story start to settle into your bones? You don't need more proof. You need more presence, more devotion to the moment where you already have everything you need, right now, in this still breath, in this spacious quiet. This moment is where the rich version of you lives, not in a Sunday, not in a figure, not in a deposit pending. She's not waiting for the next client, the next win, the next thing to be enough. She's already enough. She's already there. Let her rise in you now. And with each inhale, let your crown remember, wealth is my nature. With every exhale, let your body hum. I receive without chase. This is the version of you that doesn't ask the universe for permission to be rich. She lives in it, effortlessly. She doesn't check her balance before she believes. Her belief is the balance. Her energy is the currency that expands it all. And she trusts that the world will arrive in alignment, in timing, in fullness. Because it must. Yes, there may be moments when contrast stirs, when outside conditions try to convince you that nothing's changed. But remember, the world is just catching up. It always lags behind transformation. Your inner shift recalibrates the outer field, not the other way around. Give the world time to mirror who you've already become, but don't wait to feel it. Feel it now, be it now, live it now. The rich you is not ahead of you. She's behind your eyes, inside your voice,
walking in your steps already. You may not realize it, but you've already made her decisions. You've already followed her nudges. You've already tasted her confidence. That moment you relaxed when you could have panicked, that was her. That whisper to invest in your joy rather than your fear. Her again. She's everywhere, integrated and alive. Let this meditation be your daily remembering. Reality responds to repetition, not just of action, but of vibration. And as you return here again and again, breathing from abundance, claiming from stillness, affirming from calm knowing, your field becomes undeniable. Reality won't be able to help itself. It will start building around you, brick by energetic brick. The money, the opportunities, the ease. But you won't feel surprised. That's the beautiful part. You will feel home, because this isn't new. It's you. Richness isn't arriving. You're just revealing it. Let the world catch up. You're already there. Chapter 11. I don't manifest money. I become the person who has it. Close your eyes, if they aren't closed already. Let the world soften around you. Let your spine settle like a mountain rooted in timeless calm. Let your breath remind you that you are already supported, not by effort, but by being. Not by doing more, but by remembering more deeply who you are. In this stillness, feel the distance between you and the money you desire dissolve, not because you've drawn the money closer, but because you've entered the version of you who already has it. You don't manifest money from a place of lack, tension, or need. That frequency only attracts more reaching, more waiting, more someday. But when you sit in your stillness, when you breathe into your center, when you embody the reality of already having, it's not manifestation, it's remembrance. You step into your identity as a wealthy being, the way you step into warm sunlight, not because you changed anything, but because you remembered what was always shining. Take in your breath now, slowly through the nose, gentle and full. Let it pour into your chest, your belly, your entire being. Exhale it, like a whisper to the universe. I remember. Again, in and out. Each breath becomes a bridge between who you thought you needed to become and who you already are. Can you feel that? You aren't chasing wealth, you are wealth, unwrapped in skin and soul. There is no checklist to riches. There is no perfect journal script or 3-step manifestation method that finally unlocks abundance. Those things can help, but they aren't the source. You are. Your frequency is the lock and the key. And the moment you stop looking outside yourself for confirmation, money begins to arrive not because you pulled it in, but because you matched its rhythm. The person who has it doesn't obsess over whether it's coming. They smile gently when they wake up and feel a sense of ease they can't quite explain. They know they're held financially, even when the numbers aren't announcing it yet. They tip generously, think abundantly, and do the inner work to stay regulated in wealth's presence. They aren't overwhelmed by the concept of having more. They're calibrated to it. You're calibrating to that too, right now, word by word, breath by breath. This isn't just about thinking positive. This is about becoming energetically coherent with your abundant self, matching their thoughts, their gratitude, their certainty, their habits of ease. Ask yourself gently, what would it feel like to be someone whose wealth is natural, normal, obvious? Would your shoulders relax a little more? Would your voice soften or ring clearer? Would you sit here, as you are now, and simply trust? You don't have to pretend. Just choose it. Let this moment be that multiverse shift. Don't wait to see it outside, feel it inside. Then walk from that place, speak from that place, radiate from that place. You see, the old way says, left double quotation mark, if I work hard enough, focus intensely enough, and think the right thoughts, I'll attract the life of abundance. But the truth you're remembering now says, left double quotation mark, if I work hard enough, focus intensely enough, and think the right thoughts, I'll attract the life of abundance. I just need to remember who I am. And who you are is already in possession of extraordinary wealth, not desperate for it, not defined by it, but comfortably resting in its reality. The paradox is beautiful. The more you become the person who has it, the less you feel the need to get it. And that's when it comes. You don't need saving. You don't need proving. You need alignment. This chapter, this breath, this moment, it's all realigning you right now, deeper in truth, softer in certainty, more open in receiving. The wealthy version of you isn't across time or far away. They aren't waiting for permission. They're simply remembered into being.
That remembering is happening, right here, right now, just by being. You don't manifest money anymore. You embody the frequency of the version of you who has it.
And life responds not with resistance, but with reflection. Reality is catching up to this new truth. And until then, wait in peace, smile in silence, know in stillness.
Because you are already the person who receives. And that is abundance.
Chapter 12.
I'm not manifesting millions. I'm remembering there already. Close your eyes and soften your shoulders. Let your breath come gently now, like a tide returning faithfully to the shore. Inhale slowly. Exhale even slower. Everything you've ever wanted, everything your heart has whispered in moments of silence, is not something distant or foreign to you. It is you. It lives in your field, your soul, your story. You are not manifesting millions from some faraway place of lack. You are simply remembering. Millions live in your frequency, not as a prize, but as a pattern. Not as some mountain to climb, but as the most natural rhythm of who you already are. Here, we release the weight of striving. You don't need to reach for more. You need only to remember what's already swirling around you, gently orbiting within your vibration, waiting for you to unlock it through awareness. Money is not evasive. It is intimate. It flows where it feels familiar. It anchors where it feels welcomed, not worshipped. And in this stillness, you welcome it back to you, not as a stranger, but as a forgotten friend making its way home. Breathe that in. The idea that the millions are not something you earn, but something you recall. Let that rewrite the old scripts. The timelines that told you wealth was reserved for the few. The outdated thinking that said abundance had to be chased or proven. The identities you carried where working harder meant being worthy. None of that belongs to you now. Instead, feel into the soft truth emerging in your body as you listen. You are, and have always been, rich. Existence itself responded to this truth long before your mind caught up. You are wealth in form. You are money's match. This isn't about faking it. It's about aligning so thoroughly with your essence that money has no choice but to meet you where you are in knowing. Close the gap between longing and owning. Melt down the belief that you're not there yet. You are. You've arrived at the home of your own abundance, and it looks exactly like this moment, quiet, open, receptive. Your nervous system begins to relax, and in that relaxation, clarity arises. It was never about the money. It was about remembering yourself. You see, the millions were already coded into your being. Before the work, before the effort, before the rituals, the wealth was imprinted in your energy. Energetic legacy doesn't need a plan. It just needs permission. When you allow yourself to be, fully and unapologetically, you activate every dormant dollar waiting to appear in physical form. That's what manifestation really is. Not calling something in from the outside, but releasing the resistance to what already belongs to you. Let yourself now soften as you hold the vision not from imagination, but from memory. Not from need, but from presence. See your accounts filled with ease. Feel the support of money wrapping around you like warm silk. Trust deeply that it is not coming, it is here. Let your frequency echo that trust. Don't just sit in abundance. Let it settle in your cells. Let your breath anchor it in. You have everything you need, not someday. Right now. And when your mind tries to count what isn't there yet, you remind it gently, like a whisper. Shh. We're remembering the truth your soul has always known, that you came into this world already abundant. That you didn't come here to chase paper. You came here to embody frequency. That millions are not just possible for you, they're natural. That flow is your default. And that from this knowing, everything expands. Take one more breath here. Deep, slow, reverent. Feel yourself rooted in abundance, not wavering, grounded, not grasping. You don't question how a seed becomes a forest. You just trust the design. So, trust your design too. The millions were never a maybe. They have always been yours. You were just asleep to them. But now, you are awake. And that's more than enough. You're not manifesting millions. You're remembering they're already yours. And memory is powerful. Because once you wake it up,
You don't lose it again. So rest here. Let your body know it already has. Let your heart settle into the enoughness. The remembering has begun, and now everything changes.